Welcome to Drinking Bros, presented by GhostBed.com.
Welcome to a very special Drinking Bros Sports Tailgate Legends episode. I don't even know where to start. I have just been surprised.
Let's start with this. I'm petting the doggo as we speak, so it doesn't get much better than this.
I have been surprised. I have been shocked. We have all the things going on today. We have a super shocking surprise that happened. We had a super special gift that was given. We have 91-degree heat, North Carolina summer heat.
And
then we have this gusty wind coming from a pending tropical storm / hurricane that's coming. So we have a tent that's moving around. We have a very special gift that we're trying to preserve. We have a very special guest. All the things are happening right now, and there's Instill rum. I don't know what to do with any of my hands or any of the parts.
It's like in Talladega Nights.
I feel like I'm in Talladega Nights. But this is the Tailgate Legends Show brought to you by GhostBed.com and Killcliff.
Killcliff.
No longer Killcliff CBD. It is now just Killcliff.com.
Fuck yeah.
Super happy to have those as sponsors.
They do energy drinks and CBD drinks?
They
still?
do it all, baby.
Yeah, they do it all.
Energy
They do it
and
all.
CBD, right?
Yep, everything.
Yeah.
Everything
That's
is
tasty.
good. So, and I know you've had Killcliff a bunch. I've seen you drinking it.
Yeah, definitely.
So, in Austin. Saw you crushing some in Austin.
You're crushing
This
more
is
than
our
that in
special
Austin.
guest. We have two special guests. We have Bradley Yandle. What does Ross call you?
Yandle. He calls me Yandle now, finally.
No, he called
called
you
me
something
Mr.
today.
Yandy. He called me Yandy the
Yandy's.
other day.
Yeah.
We know Ross
Yeah.
doesn't know how to say names.
No, he called
the
him
one
the,
thing Ross can't do
Yandy.
is say anyone's name. He really struggles with those.
And you are here. Tell us who you're here with today.
I'm here
what
with-
brought you here today?
Boston Joe did. Boston Joe brought me here. He said, hey, man, we want to do something special. I had just got on with this company, though, Signs by Veterans. That's my CEO, to your right, Justin Myers. We
Mr. Myers.
wanted to make you a sign. So this is my first marketing venture with this new company. I thought that the hottest new show on the block, Failure to Stop,
Yeah,
should
baby.
definitely be.
Time in hands.
Yes,
Laser
exactly.
eyes.
So-
Harambe straw.
I listened to the show. I listened to the first 2 full episodes coming up yesterday. It's a must listen.
It's a great show.
I'm not going to ruin your stories. Your first day as a rookie is something else.
She's pooping on me.
Well,
trying
Mr.
to.
Myers, man,
She's
thank
trying
you
to.
so much for this sign back here. It's metal. It's like holographic. How did you get Signs by Veterans? Real quick before we get into this show.
Plug away.
Tell me about, plug the fuck
Get
away.
in there.
So I started Signs by Veterans and
Wait, hang on, stop. That voice that you're hearing for the people that aren't on YouTube, that is the voice of an angel.
It's like Fergie and Jesus.
It's like Fergie and Jesus. Yes, they had a baby. This is the sound that you were hearing is basically an angel's fart. This is what this is. But yes, the voice is as beautiful as the face. Okay,
Maybe a
continue.
so I for years I was the VP of one of the largest sign companies in America, and I knew I had an opportunity to do something bigger with the veteran community. So I resigned in December of 17, and in March of 18, I established Signs by Veterans, and we've been out across the country building a community of veterans in the sign industry and doing work for companies all over the country.
That's awesome. And you guys are doing all sorts of signs. You're doing these laser etch signs. You're doing
Laser eyes
cutout signs. You're doing bathroom signs. Any signage.
Yeah, literally anything. I don't mess with billboards, but just about everything in the industry, ADA signs, channel letters, any kind of custom work.
And you guys are franchising with other veterans that want to do this in their area of town. So you have one in Charleston.
So I've got two locations currently, one in Charleston and one outside of Nashville. And our goal is to eventually have 500 locations across the globe, working with our ally countries and their veterans, so that we can help them build their economy in their countries.
There'll always
that's
be a
so
demand for signs, right? I mean, you're always going to need
Right.
signage.
It's
right?
cyclical. It's
Yeah, dude,
seasonal.
that's the beauty of this business, man, is every single business on planet Earth needs signs.
Well, let me ask you this now. Are you having trouble where, you got the male sign for the bathrooms, the female sign for the bathrooms, but nowadays it's like, are you going to need to make some third or fourth sort of looking sign for the
we have
different bathrooms?
we have the unisex and transgender options available.
Okay.
Dude,
So you're
listen, can I
diverse
do
and
because
open-minded.
I've already got my certificate of occupancy at Instill Distilling Co., which, by the way, we are shooting live at Instill Distilling Co. We're all drinking Instill rum drinks.
Of course
by the
we
way.
are. Why wouldn't we?
Let's not all forget that. This
Makers
isn't
is
just
the
a-
finest rum.
This is like one of those surfer magazines where it's just like every page is a fucking ad. That's what our show has become. I'm just kidding.
You got to Gotta pay the
but
bills, baby.
If I wanted to sign here at Instone, I've already got my CO, my certificate of occupancy, so it doesn't matter. But like, let's just say I wanted to get super audacious with my bathroom signs. Could I do it through you guys? Could you design me something
Absolutely, dude.
funky, something cool, something that says you can have a penis and still pee in here if you sit down?
Absolutely, dude. You know what's cool about us, man? If you can dream it, I can make it.
How do transvestites pee? Like the ones that haven't
Again,
fully switched?
we're not calling them transvestites. Tansy.
We're not?
We said this last show. No. That's not the term to use.
I thought
But-
transracial was just a thing too.
Oh, well, we can talk that if you want, because I identify as, never mind. I identify as white as can be, because that's exactly
well, I
what the
identify
fuck
as
I
white,
am.
but my penis is black.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah.
you're
So
you're
it's
talking
big.
about new
So
signs that
it's big.
instill.
My
Tansy.
penis identifies as a black penis.
You need a new sign.
not
right
a
out in
Chinese
front.
penis.
So to help him out a little bit, we do all so your neon signs. We have a designer that measures all, so we can do custom neon signs. If you want that in front.
Live
Like those old Bud
news.
Light ones?
Yeah.
Exactly. We do all that kind of thing. We can.
She's talking my love
So
language.
we have designers. In Miami, I saw a bathroom with just a question mark. Looked like the Mario sign. Just had a question mark on the door.
Yes, that's
That
that's
was
see, that's
perfect.
what I'm talking about.
That's
Like,
for people who
on
are
my
questioning.
Instagram.
like,
right?
I want people to want to use my bathroom. Therefore, I need a sign that says, you know what? I want to pee there.
You
sitting
are
down.
welcome here.
You're
Do whatever
welcome
you
here.
want.
You can
Destroy
pee
this
standing
toilet.
up. You can pee sitting down. Just
Don't
be
rub shit on the
respectful
wall.
about
Don't
it.
rub shit on the walls, and just
Yeah.
use the facilities that they're meant
Yeah.
to be used.
Well, actually, what we do need here at Instill is a "Don't have sex in the bathroom" sign, because we've
Has that
had
happened,
multiple
really?
people having sex. One couple fucked on the sink and it ripped the sink out of the wall.
That's awesome.
That really happened.
Wow.
That really happened.
I gotta try it.
It was two lesbians, and
Ooh.
they were sitting on the sinks, and I can only imagine.
We call them scissor sisters.
I oftentimes take showers imagining what they were doing in there.
Yeah.
Is that weird?
Is that
I mean,
why
I can
is that
see
why it
that.
drains
It's
clogged?
the curiosity, man. It's the
does.
curiosity.
It does, and you were deployed, and as a combat veteran. So same with you, Bradley Yandle. That sometimes we don't have. Back when we were all deploying, we didn't have cell phones, we didn't have internet, and we didn't have magazines. So you had to be very imaginative. I remember vividly jerking off to pencil drawings on the porta potties. Like somebody would draw a nice set of tits on there.
If you didn't
That's
have magazines,
sad.
I was there in 2003.
I was
and at Club Internationals in the Porta John.
Well, maybe the Marines are different, but in the Army there was a general order that stated you weren't allowed to masturbate. So
But you all did, didn't you?
yes, of
Like-
course.
like in your
You could keep
sleeping
a
bag.
Marines from punching yourself in the balls at a war zone. You're out of your mind, dude.
Punching yourself in the balls. That's a good way of putting it. It is kind of what
Well,
you're doing.
it
right?
is what I imagine the Marines would be doing, because I feel like you guys take anything that's pretty and you destroy it, so like you have a nice little pretty circumcised cock and you abuse it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You savagely.
And if you
am I close?
if you're not
Absolutely,
searched, Ross,
dude. You
Ross
gotta
can help you.
Put scuff marks on it.
You got some good wear on those.
Listen, being that your name is Signs by Veterans, I feel like we're in the same trust tree here. But is it me, or when I drive down the road, is it you too? And you drive down the road and you see a porta potty, and it's 101 degrees outside with 100% humidity. Only thing I can think of when I see that porta potty is masturbation.
Right.
I don't.
You see the little tradie in there sitting there
Yeah.
with his yellow shirt and his pants down to
Yeah.
his fucking.
Like, I feel like as a veteran, when I see a porta potty like that in the middle of the sun, I feel like I have to jerk off, because every time I jerked off, it was in a porta potty.
Well, we know how many millions of babies have been dropped there.
Yes, so many millions.
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 Yikes!
And I love
my
to-
mood
You guys
wouldn't
started
be
this.
right if I was in a porta potty. I couldn't
Well,
even
see,
get
all
it
the
up in a
action,
porta
like
potty.
you're
Smell.
working.
It's the smell.
Yeah,
Typically,
right?
you have to
I'm-
get over. So
Well, so now when I
what's your
smell it,
path
I'm
to
horny.
smell?
Like now that smell makes me horny, because
Like
I
aphrodisiac.
identify with it as
Anytime you take a shit, you get a boner.
yeah, I do. Because, over there, you're working mostly at night. Like, you're doing a lot of night ops, because we own the night as American soldiers. And so during the day, that's like when you're using the shitters and so the really only time you're masturbating is during the day when it's hot as fuck. And you're usually masturbating in porta johns.
So you don't even need lube. You just use the sweat on your palm.
Yeah, there's no lube there.
Yeah.
I used to work the main gate, and we had the overnight shift, and so I would go stand out front so he could pound off, and then
Yeah.
we would trade spots so
Like,
we
you
could get in the
usually
hut
just-
and pound off by ourselves, like sitting up at a desk.
back to
Yeah,
back.
I remember. I remember
We
that
literally
once.
take shifts of jerking off.
Yeah. And you're like totally open about it too. You're like, yo,
I'm gonna pound one off. You need to go outside for a minute.
Yep. Can you give me a minute? So towards the end of my
a minute?
deployment, which was in 2005, and they had brought in these semi trucks, and the trailer was converted into showers. And they had a big bladder of water that would sit in the sun, and the sun would heat the water up, and that way you could take a hot shower. But the problem is that there was nowhere to drain. And so the drains filled up before the bladder was empty. So the water would come up around your ankles. Well, it would get really cold at night in Afghanistan and hot during the day. And so if you jumped in the shower at night, you were jumping into this ice cold water, and then you turn on the hot thing. So it was about 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. I just came back off of patrol. That dog's about to eat that burger. And sorry, we are tailgating. There's food out here.
And this dog goes.
And so I got in the shower. It was like 3 a.m. and I was like, you know what? And this was an entirely special operations base. So there was nothing but operators and CIA everywhere. And I was like, I'm gonna masturbate in the shower tonight. It's going to be real nice. And so I jerk off into the ankle deep water, and I finish jerking off, and then I wash my hair and soap my body, and then I go to get out of the shower, and this CIA guy comes in, and he's like, hey, bro, which one of those stalls did you use so I can jump in that one so I don't have to get in the cold water? And I was like, third one down the left. But I had just jerked off all in that water. So some CIA agents got my future kings and queens.
He said, oh, did you sneeze
to
in
his
here?
hair? Yeah.
A little flow there.
So-
I'm laughing so hard because I've jerked in ankle deep water before.
Yeah. You see,
that
you
help
watch
set
them.
the
Jerk
tone?
off. Like,
Side of the boat,
it's,
bro.
it's kind of like entertainment as well, because once you jerk off in there, you can watch them swim. So it gives you something to do while you're in the shower. You're like, oh, look at him.
This
Look at
has
guy
quickly
swims.
become the masturbation show. Tailgating, well, masturbating should be the name of this episode. But
That's
we were
basically
talking
what you're
science.
doing this
That's
time
one
of
thing
year.
I've
There's
never
no
done.
sports,
I've
there's
never
nothing on.
masturbated while tailgating.
Fucking Wimbledon, fucking.
Maybe I'm
It's a new
masturbating
goal.
right now. You don't even know.
New goal.
But I want to talk about the signs again real quick, because as much as I love Instill, that sign is lacking up there.
It
you
is.
need a pink neon bright, like, come here and drink
listen,
my fucking rum sign.
I
up
wasn't
there.
a big sign guy.
You're about to be.
Then I met you guys, and now I'm really all in on signs. I see the importance of signs.
You're not going to be able to.
I think I'm
going to
write a song, and the song is going to go signs, signs everywhere. There's signs. It's just something that's coming to my brain right now. I don't think it's ever been done before.
Well, how about make a movie with M. Night Shyamalan?
Yeah, I mean,
Aliens exist.
like a real big plot twist that hasn't been done before
How
either.
could it not?
So no, I look at this sign. I look at this sign that we have here at Instill, and I'm like, man, we need to step up our sign game.
Could be like a Miami
And
Vice
since we're a
looking thing.
veteran-owned and operated company, I'm thinking we're gonna have to call you guys
Absolutely, Brandon.
and
I got you.
and collabsies on a. I mean, because we have that thing right there.
Yeah,
I think it'd use a lot of work.
We can remove that Bartex.
The Barfex
and
Business
we
Center.
can really put this out, bro.
Seriously.
Yeah, we could.
It just
put
does
up.
not belong.
It does.
Yeah.
Do not
So,
pan the camera over there. People do not want to see
what else
that.
is special about today? And there's so many surprises because Bradley and I, we met in Austin, Texas back in February at a Drinking Bros event. It was love at first sight.
Super Bowl. Yeah.
I was going
It
to say
was-
the Super Bowl. He's like, some event, something was going on.
something.
Tom Brady was winning his 7th ring, is what we were
Well,
doing. Remember
you know,
that? And
whatever.
We snugged up on the ghost bed for a little bit. A lot of people saw it.
We did.
It was fun.
It was fun.
Remember
I had a great time. I still get messages that say, "Who are those women that you were cuddling with on those bed? Does your wife know?" What do you fucking think my wife knows? Like, there's
was watching.
14,000 people watching live. You don't think my wife was one of them?
Big ups to Jay Fire for going crazy on 4th of July, by the way.
Oh, I heard that
Good
on RPR,
for her,
which
man.
is super tricksy because
Good
I was
for her. They
watching
need
Ross
that in
Patterson
Texas.
Revolution live, and I'm trying to figure out who is this surprise? What is going on? What is the surprise gas? And I knew it was a drinking bro of sorts. I just kind of had a feeling. Well, I figured you wouldn't bring a pro athlete in here to surprise me because I wouldn't know who it was.
That's true. That's a good point.
And
he
so I
was
was
told to do
stressing
no
out. I was,
research
on
at
my
all.
way,
more set.
I was on my way in from Charlotte, which is like a 3.5-hour drive, and I'm thinking in my brain, I'm like talking to my wife, and I'm like, he wouldn't bring in a pro athlete because I wouldn't know who that is.
Well, Ashley knew who it was. I told
Well,
her.
she did, and but she wasn't. She said this was going to be a very chummy episode. I was googling chummy on my phone to see what that meant.
We going fishing? We going fishing?
Yeah, I was like, what kind of chummy? What's chummy?
I'll give you a chummy.
Yeah, that sounds like some kind of gay experience I had when I was just testing out in my teenage years. But we all explore around then. There's nothing wrong with that.
Can neither confirm nor deny.
So anyway, I was trying to figure out who the fuck it was going to be, and I was watching Ross Patterson Revolution live with all the nooners, and Bradley Yandle was in the comment section. Of
course
so
he
I was
was.
like, well, it's not Yandy,
Don't drive and comment, folks.
not the Yandees.
Not Yandy.
So-
Was that a
Surprise!
stoplight?
Yes, it
Was
is.
that
A
stoplight?
true drinking
It
bro
was Yandy.
since day one, I assume, right?
And we got really
no, I'm
drunk.
Not day one.
So when's your first? Because Tansy and I have had a couple, long-time drinking bros on the show, and we asked them, when did you become a drinking
They're like
bro?
episode 8.
Yeah.
No, I was 2018. My buddy TJ Bastion, who's actually another Marine sniper, introduced me to the show 2018. So last year, this time I was on a yacht for 4 months. and I was down in the engine room, and so I have about 3,000 hours of Dan and Ross in my ear holes.
Oh, dude,
working on
I
a
think I
boat.
picked it up around 2014 or maybe.
Yeah.
I can't remember when. I remember watching hearing the live sex show when it came out.
I
when
went and looked
they had
that up,
sex.
and I I thought there was going to be video, but there was only audio.
No,
I
it was just
a little
audio. But
disappointed.
I just remember everything leading up to that, and we would be like six cop cars deep listening to it. And so when they came here, my wife had already known so much about the Drinking Bros before the first time I ever met them.
Yeah.
And Ross Patterson called me at 10:30 of the night with the famous Ross Patterson voice. Hello, baby.
Hey, brother.
And my wife is like, I was on speaker, and my wife goes, "Why is Ross Patterson calling you?" And
that
he
St.
goes,
James? St. James?
I think he was like
James.
super shocked that my wife knew who he was. And he's like, "Oh, who's that lovely lady? And how does she know who I am?" You know, I'm like, "Well, we have definitely fucked to your voice."
It's a lot different when Dan calls you, right?
Yeah,
big
when
fuck
Dan
face.
calls me, I'm scared. Like if
See
Dan
you in
Holloway
hell.
calls me, I'm like, "Oh, what did,
What did I do wrong this time?
What did I not do wrong?" Matter of fact, they were we were working out like bank statements or something, and he had
Oh, you
texted me.
rich?
And or like bank payment stuff, and he texted me like, "How do you want this to get sent?" And I sent back something very snarky. I said, "You'll go to Papa G's Pizza. You'll ask for Papa. At that point, he will give you a key. You'll know what to do with it then. Period." Well, he didn't respond to me for like a week, and I didn't get paid.
Imagine that.
Well, you blew that. You blew that.
But he didn't even say anything. He's just like, "Man, fuck you then."
Well, the difference between
you
Dan
want to
and
be
Ross,
a smart ass?
Okay,
Okay,
face.
smart ass.
The difference is Dan actually watches and listens, while Ross doesn't. So we can say whatever we want about Ross. We won't know. But
So,
Dan will know.
So I take Dan very serious. I mean, I take Ross very seriously too, but I can joke. See, if I sent that to Ross, he would just be like, "LOL,"
Yeah.
and then he would just be
Laughing
like, "Whatever,
emoji.
fuck it, I'll just send you a
No,
check
for
or something."
real, where do I send it?
Yeah, but Dan was like, "Well, I'm not going to Papa G's Pizza.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
gonna
not asking her
punish
for a
you."
key. That sounds stupid. So we'll just leave it at that, and nothing will happen."
Well,
and
a great
joke's on
Dan
you,
Holloway
asshole.
moment that happened recently was that first NFL female coach. You guys catch that one recently?
Oh, that was the
Good
best.
Lord.
Dude, my wife and I
start
listened to
over.
that.
Oh, my
wife and I
God.
listened to that on the way here. My wife said,
Cringe.
My wife has said, "I have never listened to something more cringeworthy in my life."
my God.
She goes,
Corner.
"I am sick to my stomach listening to this. It's so cringeworthy."
She had her
And
guard
it's
up.
not
She had her
just-
guard up immediately. Anything
Oh,
he
she
said,
did.
it was
But
like,
yeah,
hey,
but-
well, and what about this? Well, first of all,
This is
the
my fucking
WNBA
show.
is exciting. And you're like, oh, dude, come on. Like,
Well, she was defensive out the gate. She
Right.
definitely had this whole.
this is my fucking show.
She definitely had this.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think she anticipated the type of show. She anticipated, I'm going to go on, there's going to be a fluff piece. They're going to talk about how awesome I am. They're not going to ask me any real hard-hitting questions.
Exactly what
But,
it was.
at the, you know,
But you know what
eventually
I
she
think?
could hang. Eventually, she kind of figured out, okay.
Well, she had to hang because
Right?
it was
She didn't
either
have
that
a
or bail
choice.
out.
Yeah, sure.
But I think what happened is I think that she's a female who has been, it's a political movement. Making her the thing, and so everybody's been tiptoeing around her for a very long time. This is the first female NFL
Nice.
coach. We're gonna tiptoe around
Right.
her. We're gonna give her some things. We're gonna, it's gonna be a lot of
Soft
push and
toss.
shove.
Just soft toss.
Soft toss it.
But
Soft toss it.
that
We're
is
not
more
gonna push the
sexist
limits,
than anything. Treat her just like you would treat any other
dude.
NFL
And you
coach.
know what? I think she could hang.
Eventually,
And I think she
could.
has. I think she's
Yeah.
been, because nobody can say where she's been in her life. I mean, it's going to be extremely difficult to be a female who really wants to be a football player. That's got to be a hard life to live.
It's like you trying to be a rugby player, right?
It is. It is. It really is because you want everybody to love rugby,
Zing.
but nobody gives a fuck about rugby, and nobody's
Especially
going to
drinking
for a while.
No, Ross looked at me one night after the set. All lights were off. Everything was Brad. Yandle, honestly. No one's ever going to give a fuck about rugby.
Ever.
Ross hates rugby.
He says it to me on the
Dan
phone.
said the same thing. I go, well, Dan, that's how I'm going to change the world, brother. I'm going to change
I'm
the
gonna
world.
I'm gonna call him and be because that's what that girl said when the girl was saying on the show. She's like, "I'm gonna change the culture.
Yeah.
I'm gonna change
Yeah,
culture."
and Dan's like, no, you ain't.
No, he's like, no,
It's
you're
my
not.
fucking show.
Not
okay?
with
You
that
don't
fucking
interrupt me.
attitude, you're not.
Dude, listen, if that's the tailgate right there, yeah, you guys are traveling down to Jacksonville the next couple of days, put that show on and just listen to it. It is like the worst. It's like Scott's Tots.
Yeah. It does remind
On
me
The
of an
Office.
episode of The Office. It was kind of like the Chris Hansen moment
Oh.
where
Oh,
Dan
yeah,
was like,
but it
shut
was
the
worse.
fuck up, it's my show. Yeah, because they kept battling it back and
Yeah,
forth.
yeah.
To the point where Dan was like, can we cut her off? Can we
Yeah,
get her
he goes,
outta
"Can
here?"
we just shut her the fuck up?" She's like, "Why do you have to cuss at me? Why do you have to cuss at me?" And he's like, "I'm
I
not
cuss at
cussing."
everyone.
He's like, "I'm
but,
not."
but to his point, though, it would be more sexist if he treated her differently because she's a woman. You want to come and hang with the big boys and be an NFL coach, you're going to get treated like a man.
Yes, for equality, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
right?
my
Equal
thing-
lefts, equal rights.
My thing on that is that that Major League Baseball, Major League Football, those were, and I get it. There was a time that women weren't allowed to do that back then in the 1900s, right? They knew their role. They had to be in the kitchen.
Right.
Which,
As your wife
speaking of
cooks.
kitchen, my wife's tailgating.
But she's on a grill though, so that's a little different.
But I would argue that football and baseball and American soccer built its way up from ground zero. Now, the rugby team that I played for, they started out, and I don't know what year, maybe 2013, but they started out with T-shirts, shorts, and nobody knew how to play rugby. It was much like, what's the movie, the Disney movie where the kids play soccer? Green.
The Big Green.
The Big Green.
Machine.
The Big
Something
Green.
like that. Yeah, Big
And so
Green,
they started their rugby team just like that, where they were having to wear T-shirts instead of jerseys, and they wore Umbro shorts instead of rugby shorts, and they were playing on fields with cactuses where you literally would get tackled and have a cacti in your rib cage. But they built themselves up to now that they have a championship field, 2 practice fields,
There's no cactus
several
in North
spouses.
Carolina. Just
Yes, there are.
They're fake.
They're like these
Are they
sand
birds?
dunes.
They're not native.
No, they're like fucking needles, like that long. They're disgusting. They're nasty. And they're
I haven't seen them
yeah,
yet.
they're they
take
go
your
in
word for it, though.
they go in loamy sand. They're like loamy sand cacti.
Someone in the
and
chat, help us out.
and
Okay,
so
Mr.
anyway,
Botanist over here.
they play on this really shitty field where they're spraining ankles, and now they have 2 championship fields, a practice field, a little locker room going on for them. They're playing in Scotland and Canada, and going
Clayton
down to
does
Nala.
this?
Yeah, they just went to
That's
played a game in
awesome, man.
Nala, baby.
That's awesome.
They played
Was it the cherry
they played,
bombs? Is that what they call
They
themselves?
played 3 games in Scotland. Well, then the females wanted to start a team. And so the females come right out wanting sponsors from the whole community. They come out with really expensive jerseys, really expensive shorts right out the bat, and they fucking flop because they run out of money in 2 games.
Imagine
But
that.
the guys came out with T-shirts and they built a culture. Whereas the women just wanted to come in and say, okay, the guys have a culture, we should have a culture too. And they just come in and start going to the town for sponsorships. Whereas the boys played without a sponsor for probably 2 seasons.
So we're obviously gonna do a bunch of rugby type of stuff today, but when it comes to the culture, that's the most important part of that sport.
That's what
Right.
it seems like. I mean,
Well,
from an
any
outsider
sport.
looking in, I've noticed
Well,
that.
any sport, of course, but that's what we hold so dear. So my first match was in Dubai. I was on the 11th MEU. I was playing
What is
with
a MEU?
Marine Expeditionary Unit.
okay.
We get on boats. We travel across the Pacific Ocean. When Haiti has an earthquake, and all of a sudden there's
And you
troops
guys
on
do
the
like
ground.
gay fuck games when you cross the equator. Okay.
That's the Navy.
Keep going.
That's over there.
Oh,
Talk
okay.
to the pirate hunter. Don't talk to me. That's him.
Oh, we gotta listen. We're
pirate
gonna hear the
hunter?
story about the pirate hunter here in a
Yeah,
few
we're
minutes
gonna
because
have
that's
to
an
hear in a
amazing
minute,
story.
But that's the shellback. So yeah, once you cross the equator, they put all their fluids on you. I don't know what that means, but whoa, they give us the option. I say no. Anyways,
Shellback
so
was
we-
interesting.
Hey, we don't kink shame.
I know we don't. So get to Dubai. My officer comes up on the field with me, and he goes, "Hey, Yandle, what's your first name?" So, well, Brad. 'Cause, I'm 22.
Yeah.
Brad. And this is Major Hughes. This is my executive officer. He goes, "Hey, man, I'm Brian." He goes, "I'd take my rank off for this game. If I need to get up off the deck, if I need to run faster, if I need to do anything, you say, 'Hey, Brian, get the fuck up.'"
Yeah.
And I went, "All right, Brian, you're out of position. Let's go, buddy."
Yeah.
Right. And then John ran up, Lieutenant Colonel. Another Lieutenant Colonel ran up. "Hey, I'm Neil." And they gave the names, and they said,
Yeah.
"Hey, man, just as long as back in the beer garden, I'm sir still. In this sport, we take
Yeah.
this rank." And from that point on, we went to the social afterwards. We sat and drank it up, and they took care of us in Dubai. I bought the fucking cotton shorts that were 3 sizes too big, but I just wanted some damn rugby shorts. Just
Yeah.
I feel like all the rugby shorts are too small. Anytime I see these rugby guys showing up around
This was
Claytona
2006. We were
Beach,
still
a little
using
different.
disposable cameras.
A different time.
Yeah, paying
Yeah, when
$500 for
she-
a digital 10 megapixel camera. Really? Yeah. Bro, it's got 10 megapixels now.
Yeah,
R.
dude.
Kelly was still peeing on
It's got a
people.
flash, like you could charge it up.
I mean,
Bill Cosby was still making drinks.
Well,
Although I
Cos-
guess he's making
Cos
drinks now.
making them again.
I think Bill Cosby made these for us. That's why I'm feeling a little loopy, to be
He
honest.
did.
With you.
It's the slow Cosby.
I am.
It's the slow
It's the
Cosby.
heat, and that we pounded because it was a surprise show, so we've been pounding drinks.
Yeah, surprise drink,
And
too.
hang on,
Little
we're
surprise
coming to the shellback stories here in just a second. But I thought what was interesting on that Dan Holloway or the Drinking Bros episode when Dan was going at it with the female football player, I thought was crazy. She started out with rugby, and they talked about rugby and girls rugby.
us. They talked
I
about
will
us.
say that girls rugby is the most entertaining female sport on the planet, and I
Easily.
will watch girls rugby
Easily.
just as much as I would watch. Like, I am just as entertained by girls rugby as I am dudes rugby. And the reason being is because I don't feel like there's any other bullshit there except women playing rugby. And what does that mean? Is that when you play rugby, it's 80 minutes.
Yep.
There's no sub. There's very little subbing. If you come out of the game, you're out for good. You can't come back in. So and then it's a very selfless sport. You can't break away from your help. Because if you run 60 yards and get tackled, you just lose the ball if you've outrun your help.
You're on an island, so. Yeah.
You're on an island. So you have to run. So it's a very selfless sport. And so when you watch real people competing in a very selfless way and sacrificing their bodies and sacrificing
Their boobs.
well,
Or
whatever.
their noses or the faces. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I love it.
I know you've seen it. What's her name?
She's
Paige?
a Paige, yeah. And we've talked about her.
She's an Australian, so she plays
Of course she
CRC.
is.
She gets up.
But
She makes
no,
a tackle.
She made that
stands
tackle
up.
playing for Florida.
Oh yeah, I remember we
Central
talked
Florida.
about that when we did the big time rugby show. I don't know if you caught that one. I did
The
my
woman
first
bleeding
boat
from her
choke.
face that made 3 more tackles
Yeah.
after
Yes.
she broke her nose.
Yeah, I mean nobody's
it's
been
just
more
as exciting.
Nobody's been more progressive with women's sports than America. I'm sure that in the
Or
rugby
you.
game.
I mean-
or me.
But I mean, look at the New Zealand women. Like, everybody's been watching the New Zealand women play rugby for a very long time against the Fijian women and South African women. And so what my point is that
Yeah, what
they
the fuck is
show
your
up
point?
and they make it all about the game. Whereas here, women's sports is not really about the game. It's about the cloud. It's about the look at us. Nobody's like really selflessly like
We
fucking.
should make as much money although we don't have as much of a viewership.
So what if
Yes,
nobody's watching? We should still get
bullshit.
paid more. It's funny how that works.
Yeah, like how about you just build your following and build your pay up?
Yeah, bring
I
bring
think-
some value to your audience,
Yeah.
and
And
maybe
thank
they'll
you.
start paying you.
Well, that was kind of her argument.
Coming from
that
a
things
bunch of
take time.
amateurs, how much you
Well,
be better professionals?
well, we're semi-professional in some things now, right? I mean,
Are we?
You could be more
I'm just
professional.
talking about the 4 people sitting here. How none of us have played a professional minute in sport ever, being
No.
men's or
maybe in a
women's.
past life.
Maybe.
Not in this one, but we're professionally podcasting right now. You can call that a sport. And speaking of a sport, I want a chance to have my shameless plug of
Okay.
the Drinking Bro Olympics that I'm really fighting hard to make happen. Because
I think it's gonna happen.
during the hot dog eating contest during the live stream, I kind of threw out, let's do a little Drinking Bro Olympics because I want to compete because I'm not like, I mean, look at me. I don't look super athletic, but I can hang. I know that I can beat up on like Hot Bob or something. Fake Dan's got some big muscles, but are they active? Can they use them? And yes, the shit talking has started.
Bobby 3-6, I love you,
Right,
buddy.
and not to mention, Ross talks a lot of shit in cornhole. I'm not even that good at cornhole, but I'll fucking go for it.
So
Let's
you're
do
saying
it.
what it would be
do
was
it.
it would be Tailgate Legends versus Softcore History versus Iconoblast versus Drinking Bros.
Drinking Broettes
versus
if they wanna
RPR.
come in there.
The
Hold on.
Broettes.
I will almost
Tiffany
say
would
that
probably fuck us all up,
Joel
honestly.
and Ryan are probably going to go to tell you to fuck yourselves.
Well,
They wouldn't cornhole.
No.
Why the fuck not?
They would do that, but they're not sporty types.
So
You're
like
not
I
gonna
think
get-
what we do
they're
for
not
like
gonna
the
do anything
Olympics
past
is like
that.
we do an academic thing, like maybe
They're
a
fucking
trivia
cunts.
round.
They're funny. I love them.
We do like a
okay.
trivia round.
I like the way you're thinking.
And then we
Okay,
do like a
okay.
basketball
Momentum.
round, so we
Like a
get the
Billy Madison,
athleticism.
like a Billy Madison.
Madison, like a- yeah,
I
yep.
love Billy Madison.
Yeah, and that's what the Olympics is. And then
The Drinking
pass
Bro
and kick.
Olympics. We got it.
Punt, pass,
we have a
and kick.
spelling bee.
Hey,
We can do like archery and like guns and all
is
the
it
whole.
quad
Yeah, let's
Oh,
push
yeah.
it up, dude. Hey, how much C4
So
can we get
each
hold of?
each show gets to pick a game.
find out.
Each show gets to pick a game.
I'm gonna pick basketball though. I'm not
So,
gonna
like,
lie.
our show,
Even
we
though
pick
he'll be my
basketball.
teammate.
Are you going to be failure to stop, or are you going to be?
Well, then
Tailgate
Mike and I will
Legends?
do failure to stop because like Jesse's gonna have to do Ross Passion
can't be on two
Revolution.
teams.
Hey, yeah, you have to be.
I don't know. He plays for more than one
Because-
team. I mean, let's be
Yeah,
honest.
because then
fair.
like because
hitter.
Fair.
Dan is gonna have to play for 2 teams. He's gonna have to go
Yeah,
for
Dakota, Meyer,
Dakota
yeah.
and
Well, that's why we'll figure out the teams later. I just want to make this shit happen.
I think Dakota would own his own dash. It wouldn't really matter.
Well, I'm sure that Dan used to be. Apparently, he used to be a
I wake
real
up every
good
day,
baseball player.
and I
back
just
in his
wanna
day.
own
His
my
brother told
dash.
us. Dan Holloway apparently was a real good baseball player.
Sweet.
Ashley, can you
pitcher
just talk
back in
about the
the
food
day.
really fast? What did you
Yeah.
make us?
Come on, Ashley. We're talking about women's sports. Get up here.
Hey, how did you like that episode?
Yeah, I didn't want to listen to more than 5 minutes of it, but
But we
it
listened
was
to the whole
rough.
thing.
Yeah,
though.
it was tough. It was tough. So we made smash burgers. So I took a cast iron skillet to the grill so that I could get like a nice flat patty, and then there's American cheese and like a special sauce. And then I heated up the kettle chips, so they're hot kettle chips to dip in fresh ranch. So very American 4th of July
The
sort of thing.
Smashly burger.
Smashly burger. Oh
the
God.
Smash. Do tits come out with it?
She runs away from the mic after that one.
And she hauls ass.
Yeah. Ashley gets
Thank you,
We call her
Ashley.
Smashly when her boobs come out. Oh yeah, that looks
Can
good.
confirm.
Oh, them chips are hot. Nice.
Yeah, nice little hot kettle chips. That's how we do on Tailgate
That's
Legends,
legit, man.
baby.
We don't fuck around
Yeah,
here.
we don't
The
fuck
ranch?
around.
Good
Actually,
time.
that's exactly
So when you
what
go to
we do is we fuck
Tailgate,
around.
just heat up some kettle chips and you're an all-star.
Right.
You don't even tell them
Yeah,
that
man,
it's
that's
kettle
a game
chips.
changer.
Oh, it is.
And when
So-
someone asks, you can say you learned it from the Tailgate Legends.
Exactly.
That's right. Now, how did you become known as the pirate? Well, I don't even know. What's your
The
nickname?
butt pirate
Hunter.
whisperer, right?
The pirate was. So,
I like Bud Pirate.
You have the coolest nickname of all time.
in 2010, we were attacked about 300 miles east off the coast of Somalia by a band of pirates.
I'm the
And-
captain. Look
yeah,
at me.
he thought
I'm
he was the
now.
captain. he found out real quick he wasn't. So basically, man, like it was 4:58 in the morning, and we started taking fire off the port side. For you civilians that are listening to this, port side is the left side.
Left.
So went out to the bridge wing. Verified our target, what was going on, and came back in. We woke the captain up, obviously, with situation going down, and asked permission to engage. I fired 2 rounds for my Mark 38 Mod 2 25 millimeter chain gun. And first round was direct impact into chest. Second round went through Stumpy's leg, took that off, and hit a fuel barrel behind him and blew the boat up.
Give him one.
And then
What's it like to kill someone?
Leave it to Boston Joe to ask
Yeah,
the fucking.
I'm the one civilian here. I don't know. So
I mean, it's just another day at the office, bro.
you guys are savages. You guys
For
are
real.
fucking savages.
I mean, yeah, dude, like you're shooting at me, bro. You're done. Fuck you. So
That's great.
yeah, man, it is what it is. I had a job to do. Yeah.
So they nicknamed you.
So we went out and we rescued the remaining survivors, and we brought them back to the United States. Went through 7 years of trials all the way through Supreme Court, and in August of 17 they finalized the convictions in Supreme Court, and so we led to the first prosecution of pirates in over 200 years.
The first prosecution of pirates. So what do you do with a pirate? Do they still hang them?
Now they're
walk the
they're
plank.
they're in prison, bro, for life. They got multiple
Bread and
life
water.
sentences.
Really?
So now they're all fat and happy, bro. They're fucking huge. Like when we were going through
That's
trials,
what they wanted.
Like they weighed nothing. They were just skin and bones.
Three
When we
squares.
got them right, and then like when we finally went to court, and I saw them in court, dude, they're fucking huge, man. I'm like, dude, these are like fucking monsters now, bro. They're fat.
They're high-fiving each other. They're like, "We made it, baby! I told you that shit would work." Sorry for Skinny 1 and Skinny 2, but
Well, the whole pirate thing has been romanticized, right, with Johnny Depp and old school pirates, where it's crazy to think that this
Or rum
actual
companies.
Yeah,
Or rum
yep,
companies,
rum
where,
that's
you
right,
know.
like in still distilling.
hey, easy.
It fights the scurvy.
But it's crazy to think that there's actual real pirates out there that are actually doing that shit still, like the Captain Phillips movie that we just referenced.
Yeah,
right?
so
It's a
so
real
my buddy
fucking thing.
Rob O'Neill was one
Name
of the
drop right
yeah
there.
he's Rob Mikuya on Instagram for you followers. Rob was one of the shooters on the Captain Phillips mission. So I've
Was he really?
Yeah.
He's also the dude that killed
he's
Osama
also-
bin Laden. Bin Laden.
Yeah, he also killed Bin Laden.
Oh, shit.
He was on the Operation Red Wing mission that went out to catch to rescue Marcus Luttrell.
Yeah.
I mean Rob did a lot of very high level ops.
Oh wow.
But dude, there's $100 million a year in ransoms paid to pirates, and there's about 500 to 700 hijackings a year of merchant and civilian vessels.
So
Can
where
you
does
believe that shit?
Like, where does that money go? Because it's obviously not going back to Somalia.
It doesn't seem like
No,
it
it
gets
goes
talked about enough.
it goes to the tribal leaders that run the organizations.
Are they considered terrorists, or are they a whole separate like faction?
So, funny story. They are not considered enemy combatants.
Is it international waters? Is that
So,
why? Or?
yeah, so like part of the whole deal, like it because we haven't declared war against them. So I got it. My chain of command got an email from the Secretary of the Navy when they were doing my awards, and the Secretary of the Navy declined what they were going to give me because pirates are not considered enemy combatants.
But that's bizarre. to me. That doesn't-
bureaucracy at its
But I
finest.
still, my Navy Achievement Medal was still signed by a 4-star, so I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, and you get the
humble
cool
brag.
nickname. What was the nickname?
Pirate Hunter,
Pirate Hunter.
You
I
need,
feel like
you
that's
need an eye
worth it.
patch like Dan Crenshaw, though.
right?
Yeah.
Like, Dan's a fucking man, dude.
Oh, well, Dan
Have you got to
Holloway
meet him
doesn't
at
seem
all?
to like
Nah,
Dan
dude, I'd love to meet Dan Crenshaw.
Yeah.
Is that the politician?
Yeah, he's a SEAL, lost his eye, man. I got his book called Fortitude.
Oh, so he's-
Unbelievable dude.
So he's a cunt.
Well, all politicians are, right?
Right.
Every single last one of them.
There is a
But,
moral to
but
the
we're trying
story.
not to say that word that you just said, that cunt word that you're not supposed to say anymore. But fuck it. We already said it once. Might as well go all in. All politicians are cunts. Go to the Drinking Bros store. Buy the flag that I just
Merch.
ordered. Merch,
Get
baby.
that merch, baby.
I
And
got
then,
that merch. It's on the way. I'm about to receive it. All politicians are cunts.
You know what's really cool is that Instill Distilling Company, if you go to Instill Distilling Co. and go to apparel, we have a whole new apparel shop set up. So you can get all sorts of really cool
Cool
hats,
shirts like Bradley's wearing right now.
Yeah, but even cooler. Those are the
Even
Yeah,
cooler.
apparently I got the last of.
the shit.
Hey, beggars
No, I'm
can't be
kidding.
choosers.
I love
Beggars
that
can't be
shirt.
choosers.
I wear
Someone
that
was
shirt.
begging.
I wear that shirt to the beach on the boat. I wear it all the time. But these are you can get almost any type of design. Girls designs.
To your family's lake house?
I did wear that to my family's lake house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wore it for like 3 days straight. That's why I'm not wearing it now because it stinks.
Because it's got
Smells
scurvy
bad.
on it. Have you ever gotten scurvy?
No,
I got scabies one time.
Hold on, what is scurvy?
What? Is
I
that
got
an
scabies.
STD?
It's
What
not
is
an
scurvy?
STD, but I did get it on my junk. I'm not gonna
That's an STD, bro.
lie. It's not, bro. I've never had a fucking stid.
Thrush.
First of all,
It's called
second of all,
thrush.
you can get scabies. Scabies are basically like skin lice that they burrow under your skin. Just so happened I had to have mine on my junk, which was very unfortunate.
Chiggers.
I've had
Chiggers are a
chiggers.
little
So
different.
what
but
was
still.
her shit like if you got that on your junk, bro?
Well, thanks. Well,
Yeah, what
I
do
mean,
they
what
call
kind
it?
of
Cracks for
nappiness
her?
did you drop into, bro?
She's Italian.
Well-
She's from Boston originally, but
she wasn't Italian. I have had a Boston Italian before, and the dad, it's like, you're never good enough for my daughter type deal. But no, apparently the doctor told me, do you know anyone who spends a lot of time in the hospital? And at the time, the woman I was seeing did spend some time in the hospital, so
Ooh, so you got STDs from?
it wasn't an STD. You can get it anywhere. It
It
just
was
happened
totally
to be
an
on my
STD,
dick.
bro.
We've all had them. It's not that big
Oh,
of a
I know
deal.
you've had them.
it
You
was
got
on
them.
his
that big of a
epidermis.
deal.
You got them from the
on
desert
his
floor they
epidermis.
used to spoon.
And did they
with
give you some
buddies.
penicillin and it go away?
No,
STD, bro.
no, it was some sort of cream that I had to put all over my body and just lay there. and
Like
just-
nobody cares unless you got the black dick.
Whoa, what?
The black dick from the Korean.
Oh, I was wondering if you have a
They
lot
won't
of
let you-
experience with black.
No,
dick.
if you deploy to Korea
don't kink
and you
shame.
get like the black mark on your dick, they won't let you come back to the United States.
Oh, it doesn't turn your dick black.
It's a black
grow
syphilis.
like 4 inches or anything like that.
No, it's not the good black.
Oh, not the good black dick. The bad black dick as
Yeah.
opposed to the good one.
Yeah.
But do you know what scurvy actually is? I just, went on. I got lost with my scabies story. But what the fuck is even scurvy? Is that a real thing, or is that just some pirate lore bullshit?
No, scurvy's a real thing. Scurvy, I don't know what it is, but they thought at the time citrus is what cured it. So,
So that's why they all drank rum.
You poured acid on your scurvy.
rum was a yeah. Rum
if you
was
wanna have a real good time.
was like a type of currency. Like it was the biggest thing in trade at the time. And so there was always rum on ships, and that's why you have Navy strength rum because it wasn't proof down yet. Because if you proof rum down, then you have more barrels on the ship. But if you ship it all over at 137 proof and then you proof it down to 80, now you've doubled, or not doubled, but you've multiplied very
Streamlined.
significantly your product. So the Navy guys were used to drinking just straight pure 151, 150 proof rum.
That's right.
And that's why they call it Navy strength rum.
Octane.
And then when it got to the United States or the Caribbean or whatever, they would knock it down to 80 proof, make it palatable for everybody else. But anyway, so on the ship, you always had rum, and they were rationed citrus fruits, limes, lemons, and all those things because they were collecting those on the way as well to trade. So the rotten fruit and the rum, because if that was what you were rationed was rotten fruit and rum, what would you do with the both of those?
Mix them motherfuckers together,
Mix
bro.
them together so you don't have to.
Boppity boo.
So you're not eating rotten fruit and drinking really strong rum. You would just mix them together. And that's where cocktails came from.
Oh, interesting.
Daiquiris. That's kind of where that whole
free
thing
shit.
came from.
Well, know what
Sailors lead the way.
goes well with rum?
What?
Kill Cliff.
Does it? Have you tried
does.
it? Have you tried that?
I have. I've had the Flaming Joe,
Actually, I have to.
which is my favorite.
I never got to try the Flaming Joe, but that
Oh,
what is
it's
it?
good.
They have the cherry limeade.
You know, I'd
the
love
cherry
to give
limeade
you-
type.
Well, they have. I can tell you the flavors in just a second if you hold your horses real quick.
Get in there, brother.
However, I wish I could give you a Flaming Joe, but Tansy's hoarding all of them. He has a whole
drank them all.
fucking case.
I don't have any.
that he didn't tell me about.
I didn't have
a little
them.
bone to fucking pick with this guy.
We gave
I'm getting
them out.
Very special guests. I'm giving them very special gifts, and he's holding out on me with the Flaming Joe.
I didn't. We literally gave
Motherfucker.
them all away at the live show in Raleigh.
Yeah, sure.
He gave them all away and didn't think about
Cunt's
you, Joe.
fucked.
Listen,
Cunt's fucked.
do you know who invented Kill Cliff?
No.
Somebody with really nice hair. Nicer hair than you.
Really?
So you know what that means? It's a
Good for
Navy
them.
SEAL. It's a Navy SEAL. Listen, we know at this point we've heard me do the ad read a bunch of times. But I'll tell you the flavors right now since you were asking so nicely. You have the
there.
Flaming Joe, which is pineapple jalapeno, which is great. Which honestly, I wouldn't think I would like a jalapeno drink, but I dig it. big
Papi,
time.
it's jalapeno. It's not a jalapeno.
And I'm a gringo. I'm a fucking
It's
gringo white
jalapeno.
boy. I don't say it right. I've been told several times. I'm said Poohawk told me last time I said it wrong. But they got the Mango Tango, the Orange Kush. You familiar with some Orange Kush? Tom Brady's favorite, the Goat, and the Strawberry Days. But again, as I always say, variety is the spice of life. Get the variety pack. You get a little bit of everything. And just like you can get a variety pack here on your new website there that we'll plug after that, you can order and still rum.
Yep.
Get a little bit of each and try each little concoction, right? Like you said, you mix that
What's
shit
the
together.
promo code with the
What do you think it is?
Drinking Bros?
Drinking
like
Bros, baby. Use promo code Drinking Bros. Come on, we know.
Drinking
This is a
Bros.
real Drinking Bro right here. He knows the promo code. Go to killcliff.com. Use promo code Drinking Bro. 30% off. But while you're there, don't just get the drinks. Get the apparel. You got to get the cool shirts that they have. I almost wore the shirt. I went with the Ghost Bed this time. I always appreciate our sponsors on this show. Go to buy the apparel, buy the drinks, get all saucy, and then, you know, if you want to mix and match a little bit with a little instill rum, that's like some sponsor on sponsor crime. Not really crime, but I can dig it, right? We don't kink shame here. Listen, killcliff.com. Use promo code
Drinking Bros.
Drinking Bros. You get 30% off. Go ahead and do it. What are you waiting for?
I was wondering, we were talking about clapping cheeks on a ghost bed. Is it time for that read yet? Or
And that's KILLCLIFF.
Promo code
Kill
Drinking
Cliff.
Bros, 30% off. Go there now. Hammer the like button if you're watching on YouTube. Pause it. Then go to killcliff.com. Use promo code
And if you
Drinking
want to
Bros.
really spice things up with your Kill Cliff, what you'll do is you'll take your Kill Cliff, you'll jump into bed with the man of your dreams.
What kind of bed?
Maybe his name's Bradley Yandle. Who knows what his name is?
He's got great hair.
maybe
Likely
Yandle. Maybe the old Yandies and I will be sitting in our ghost bed later tonight.
Imagine getting a handy from Yandy.
Yandy from Yandy on a ghost bed. But you'll know. I bet you know
Good.
how
I
long.
promise.
You'll know how long has Ghost Bed been a loyal sponsor to the Drinking Bros.
We're testing you on all your Drinking Bros knowledge right now.
Just me. I know it was RPR. I know he's got it on that. I know everything else. I'm going to guess from the beginning.
I've been a loyal sponsor for 5 years.
Oh, 5 years.
We'll cut him
5
some
years.
slack.
Wait, how long is the beginning? How long ago is the beginning? 8 years?
Yeah, about 8 or 9, I think.
Yeah,
they said.
8 or 9.
So
yeah.
more
Way
than
before
half
my
of their
time.
existence?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been there. So originally
That's
they
a
had.
loyal fucking
I'm not even going to
sponsor
say
right
it.
there.
So, yeah,
I'm not
they
going to
picked you
even
up.
say their original one. They had an original sponsor,
Yeah, none of you
bed
But they
talk about
sponsor.
that.
sucked.
And
None of
then
you talk
they that was when the infamous Anne Frank joke hit landed. Got everybody a little bit canceled.
Who doesn't appreciate a good Anne Frank joke, right?
And that was
that
when
one's
that was the peak of cancel culture, and so there was a
Made
few
you go run and
sponsors
hide?
that disappeared.
Swing and a miss.
But you know what? Ghostbed stepped up and was like, "Fuck you, dude!" Like they've got a loyal following, and we're all pro Anne Frank.
Absolutely.
Like just to be
Yes.
clear, we are all pro
And anti-rape.
Anne Frank.
Anti-rape Bill Cosby.
We're anti-rape, pro Anne Frank.
Yep. Pro
So
Anne Frank
I
all
feel
day.
like
I like that policy.
I think
Is that a new T-shirt for the Drinking Bros?
it should be tomorrow. I'm gonna black out.
Anti-rape.
I'm gonna virtue
Anne Frank.
signal by blacking out Instill's Instagram to let everybody know that I'm pro
Just deactivate it.
that I'm pro Anne Frank.
Pro Anne Frank, baby.
Ghostbed has a 20-year warranty on each mattress. They are all made in the good old USA.
USA.
You can try it out for 101 nights, not 98, not 99, but 101.
Like the Dalmatian.
If you are not satisfied, you can easily return it. Each
But you won't.
You will not. Each
on.
Ghost Bed mattress has cooling technology in it so that you are not hot at night.
I know what
Literally,
you're
the
thinking.
mattresses are awesome. You can stay cool while staying hard while you're getting that over the pants yandy handy. Right now, Ghost Bed is offering a flash sale, 40% off Ghost Bed bundles, where you get a mattress and adjustable base, or 30% off of everything if you use the code
Drinking Bros.
Yeah, baby.
You guys have heard this before, I think.
Ghostbed.com/drinking bros. Adjustable base, best in its class, very low price. You save thousands compared to others. 15 massage modes, 0 gravity, and some really other awesome features. You can buy your mattress for like $35 a month if you have mediocre credit. That's 0 down, 0% financing. Check it out, ghostbed.com/drinking bros.
Wait a second.
No G.
Massaging.
No G. Drinking Bros.
Does
no
it-
G.
Does it pulsate?
Does it massage the prostate?
Ooh.
Are you guys in on the whole massaging of the prostate?
100% in.
Tansy's all
Yeah,
in.
dude.
I've never had it. I gotta be
100
honest.
Hold on.
in.
No kink shame, but
Tansy, are you 40 yet?
Almost.
37.
I'm 37 too. I'm thinking about getting my prostate checked early.
Just for funsies.
Knocked
just for
out.
fun.
Get it
Just
knocked
for
out.
fun. You don't even
Just
need
have
to
it
check.
done out of the way.
Like you're trying to get
You're
his
40
number
now.
and
You're like,
shit.
I got that done a couple years ago. I'm good.
Yeah, you're like,
I'm
dude, I
fine.
get it done like every 6 months.
You're right. It's a biannual for me.
Tansy at this point, he's such a pro at it, he just gets a straight fist. Ain't that right, Ashley?
That's
Like, I
like
fucking
two
hate
fingers.
and I
better
think
make it 3.
that's where Boston Joe really shows his homophobia, is that he thinks getting a finger in the asshole leads to getting fisted
That's
in the ass.
not what I said. I don't
I've
kink
been
shame.
getting a finger in my butthole while getting a bee jibber since I was 28 years old.
Well,
Still,
I'm
I have
28
not
right
gotten.
now.
I've not gotten any more than the first knuckle. I don't think,
Oh, that's
unless
because
I was
you do
really
your,
drunk and I
you
don't
do your
remember
butt
it.
kegels and keep that shit tight, right?
I don't know, but it's like it's not just because you take a little finger in the rectum that it's just going to lead to getting your asshole
It's
fisted.
certainly not seasoned to be eating it, so it's just
No.
yeah, it's just
It's
a,
Little
not-
too hot. Little
just
too
a
hot.
digit.
ass
Just a
eating.
digit.
Again, I
Just a
don't kink
digit.
shame, but swass is not my thing.
What is
But I will eat
swass?
the booty like groceries.
Swass.
Sweaty
What is
ass.
swass?
It's what we
Oh.
all have right now.
It's like
Sweaty ass.
bussy. It's like bussy.
It's like swoobs underneath the boobs. You get a little boob sweat.
Oh,
Swoobs.
swoobs.
Yeah, you just
All right,
combine
so
the two
hey,
words
by the
together.
way, our beloved rugby, the Olympics are coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The Drinking
so,
Bro Olympics are coming up too.
Well,
so.
yeah, okay.
Is there going to be rugby in the
Shameless
Drinking
plug.
Bro Olympics?
I
No.
mean, I hope you'd be on my
No.
team. You're the only guy who cares about rugby in the whole fucking company, so I
You're
wouldn't
the
know what to
company.
do.
That means I'm on your team.
Yeah, what's
Right,
coming
so
on, baby?
you definitely want to be on our
Dust
team.
off
Sign
those, dust off
But
those cleats.
Perry Baker's back.
Is he
Perry
back
Baker
from his
is
broken
gonna
leg?
be back. He had, he messed up his ankle.
It looked really bad.
If you don't know who Perry Baker is,
Very fast, very black, very tall.
all those things. And
Okay.
honestly, when he runs that angle, so when he's running the sideline or what we call the touch line, and a good linebacker would be able to calculate an angle,
Yep.
pursuit angle, and he chase up the field to make sure he catches him at a certain point. Perry will look like he's running full speed so that you pursue the wrong angle
Let's turn on the Jets.
and then all of a sudden hit a fifth gear to where he can turn the corner on anybody in world rugby. Anybody in the NFL, anybody in any sport, if they want to run down the touchline and chase this man at a proper angle, I think he could beat anyone he wants to.
So give me
Troy
a good-
Polamalu might be the one man that could be able
What
to
is it
tackle
with
him.
Troy Polamalu? You rugby
He
guys
played rugby.
always.
He played rugby. He knows pursuit angles. He knows the feet. He knows the hips. He
That's
knows
why
how
that's
to
the
watch
only
the
football
hips.
player Tansy knows other than Tebow is Troy Polamalu.
Yeah.
That's why he always references Troy
And
Polamalu.
Polamalu knows how to watch it. So
Rudy Rudiger.
when rugby players run, we're more elusive.
Rudy was offsides.
So a football juke move is just like a foot in the deck, and it's just one thing. A rugby juke move involves a couple of steps, maybe a goose step. We've got the ball in our hands, which can go to anybody, anytime. So sometimes if I show the ball to my left, that gets that defender to take a step to his right, and all of a sudden I'm cutting the other way.
Yeah, the ball fake is a whole thing in rugby, right? Because
So-
in football, nobody's pitching it.
We learned how to be very elusive runners. But Perry doesn't need to even fake the ball. He's just
And
so
it's like a gamble,
motherfucking
too. Like,
fast.
we know how to gamble. We know when to commit and when not to commit.
Right.
Or at least we practice to be able to know when to
and
commit.
how to
when
go
not
for broke and to know that we're about to just get smeared, but then if the ball is gone
You're a hero.
and my boy
Forever.
catches it and I get hammered,
You said you
But
know
we
how
score-
to commit. I mean, I heard those military guys always know when to commit too, like super early and getting married super early, right? That's
yeah,
what
the
you
divorce
guys
rate's
do.
very high, and standards are very low. So yes,
Yeah, right.
I might die, baby. Let's get married.
Yeah, I think it's like we fall in love and then you realize, wow, she's like 60 pounds.
but we
more
don't
than
kink shame here. So obviously
don't.
those little skinny Marines with the
little
400-pound wives.
we call them dependopotamuses.
Dependent.
the old dependopotamuses. How many you got? How many you got in your kill list?
How many ex-wives do you have?
The wives?
Yeah.
I just got one ex-wife, man.
All right. Well, I mean, you gotta have one. I've got
Yeah,
one.
yeah, I've got one, dude. Every veteran has
You got
fucking
one?
bad.
You got zeros? But you don't even have. You've never had any wives.
No kids, no wives.
Yeah, but that's just
She's
because
too
you're
pretty
just
for that.
slaying. You're just slaying girls down, breaking hearts.
Escape from L.A., brother.
Is this true? Can you confirm or deny that you've been slaying it? I mean,
What am I supposed to say to that?
I want you to tell us about your sex life. How's your dick game?
Now, currently, it's to get dedicated to dick.
It's dedicated to dick.
Dictated.
Dictated to just
Boy, that
dictate.
rum's really kicking
Yeah,
in.
sure
I think it
is,
You did a great
baby.
job. It's dictated to
It's dedicated.
to one woman. It's dictated to one woman.
Oh, there's a semi. Mrs. Yandle on the way.
It has been that way for quite a while.
Yeah, he's pretty serious with this one, y'all.
Really? He's
And you're
serious with
loyal.
this one?
Yeah,
I am.
man.
I'm
Do
just-
you
It is.
listen? Wait, does
Like,
she know your real
you-
voice, or do you still talk to her like you're Australian? Remember the first time I met you, he got really drunk and he would
Mate.
not come off of his Australian.
Fucking leave it alone. Whatever she thinks, she thinks.
A
It's
real
all good.
rugby player.
And
Real
she'll
fucking
call me
rugby-
Lenny.
He would not come off of it, man. It was all night long. There was some England. there was
Brother,
some,
I've had women in West Palm ask me for my Australian ID, and I've had to show them my U.S. passport, and they're like, "No, I can't. Oh, from America."
Wait, who was its wife that was like speaking Spanish, and then they finally were like, "Bitch, you're American."
Hilaria Baldwin.
Hilaria
Como se
Baldwin.
dice cucumber. She's
Yeah,
from
how do you
Cambridge,
say-
Massachusetts.
How do
bitch.
you say cucumber in this country?
Como se dice-
You're from Cambridge, Massachusetts.
Like you just said cucumber
Massachusetts.
perfectly,
Which
you
is like
dumb
one
cunt.
of the richest towns in Massachusetts.
Wait,
by
isn't
the way.
J
She's
Fire
loaded.
Mexican?
Well, I mean, she kind of pulled a Hilario. She thought she was. She got the old.
J Fire can. No, well, you kind of reference what is it? Racial. What do you call it?
Transracial.
Transracialism. So maybe that's.
Why can
maybe
we
she's
say? Why
transitioning.
can we say transracial, but we can't say transvestite?
Because the vestite part, I don't believe is appropriate nowadays.
vests aren't in fashion.
What
to
about
our
the
trans
transsexual
friends.
transvestite from Transylvania?
Sally
Great
sells
question.
seashells by the seashore.
No, that's
You've
a
got me
real
all-
movie.
I got
baby.
my merds mixed up on that one. You got to say that one more
My
time.
merds.
Poverty's nerfect. What did you say? The trans.
Frankenfurter. Come on, you know Frankenfurter.
Yeah, and still rums. Really.
Come on, Noel, help me out. Frankenfurter from the movie
I have no idea what the fuck
What's-
he's talking about.
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh.
He's a transsexual transvestite.
Such a classic.
From
Transylvania.
Isn't that
Yeah,
what
it's an old
Dracula's
song.
from? So Dracula doesn't only suck your blood, he sucks your dick too. Confirmed?
I don't know if just because you're transvestite means you have to suck
Dracula.
It's Casper, the homosexual Casper, the homosexual ghost.
You know, you were talking about when we were in Austin. It was for the event called the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
There was you had your little,
Tom Brady wins again.
but you had your moment. You had your moment of fame on that where we zoomed in on you. And you didn't know for like 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
And Ross was like, yeah, keep the camera on. Shh, everyone quiet. Keep the camera on. And Yandle's over here just like fixing his hair. And
Yeah.
kinda zoning. Maybe
Hey man, you got an 8
you were
ball?
on
It'd be
one.
a lot cooler if you did.
You were on one at that point.
I was like,
Until you finally realized you were on the big screen right there.
Well, to be fair,
Yeah.
that guy brought some like super crazy weed, and there was a lot of people that were really, really,
You may have
really
been a
high.
little contact high just from being in the same room.
I don't know, but
No, I
don't,
contacted it personally. I didn't. You mean
Tansy's
him?
never
I
dabbled.
don't
because he's a cop.
dabble in weed, but there was a lot of very, very high people in that room.
Wait, didn't you say you worked inner city Raleigh for 7 years?
Yeah.
And that was the first time you got a contact high?
I mean,
Oh,
yeah.
the Wu-Tang show he went to, he may have got a little contact.
Oh boy, that Wu-Tang show was not my proudest moment.
What
Pretty
kind
sure
of contact was that, though?
pretty sure I was
it-
involved in some human trafficking.
yeah, I think he was a
man.
pimp that night.
I think I was a pimp that
Can
night.
we confirm
I
or
was
deny that?
I was pulling security outside their RV, and they were just like open the door, and they're like, "Yo, that girl right there," and I'm like, "Right there," and they're like, "No, one behind her," and I'm like, "Girl behind her." They're like, "Yeah, blonde, blue eyes." I'm like, "Blonde, blue eyes." It's like, "Yeah, get her up here." I'm like, "Ma'am, you blonde hair, blue eyes, come to the front, come front." And then she would just disappear onto the bus, and who knows what happened to her?
Well, she found out Wu-Tang was something to fuck with, I think that.
yeah, but then she would come off like just all defeated,
She got
coming
the
off the
RZA
bus.
and the Jizza.
Like their shirts would be all torn and tattered. I'm like, what the fuck happened on that bus?
I think we all know what happened on that bus. But hey,
I think we
again,
do.
we don't kink shame. If she wants to get trained like Harriet Tubman in the Underground Railroad, she can do that, right?
Jesus.
Wow. I was thinking Bukkake, but you went fucking Underground Railroad with that one.
Yeah, she got railroaded. That was from a book. That's from a romance novel
I'm pro Underground Railroad, just
where
like I am
Harriet
pro
Tubman
Anne
gets
Frank.
railroaded.
Jeez.
Gets the old
We
train
don't
ran on
know
her.
if she did, but we can speculate, right? It makes
It's
things
funny.
more
We
fun.
try to talk sports. And then
Well,
it
it's a
just-
tailgate. What do
right.
dudes do when dudes tailgate? We need to get more women on this tailgate because I feel like they
No
would,
woman's gonna want to come on this
they
tailgate.
would
The more
tone
they
us
listen to
down
this.
a little.
They're
bit.
watching us
speaking of
shaking their
tailgate-
heads. They're watching shaking their heads constantly.
Yeah, the two women in the audience. But
Yeah, that's because one of the women flew like hundreds of miles just to come in here and get a little bit of D from old Boston Joe over here.
she actually drove.
She wants
and
that
it wasn't that
BJD. Wow, that's really committed. She drove
far. Wouldn't be the
just
first
for a little
time.
of that BJD.
I mean, you can't knock it till you try it, Tansy. Why don't you come find out for yourself and see how good it is?
Dude, I've always questioned your sexuality, but
I
We're
question
at
it
the
sometimes,
DoubleTree
too.
right there by the university.
But anyway-
if you guys want to,
Anyway, what I
409,
wanted to actually
409.
talk about was, speaking of tailgating, I was lucky enough to get the call from the big boss man, Ross himself. No big deal that he just, called me up at 11:30.
Finally called you.
Finally called me back.
was
I
it
waiting.
11:30 at night?
No, it was 11:30 in the morning. I was
Really?
like, holy shit, Ross called me in the morning.
Damn, I've never gotten a call
But,
from him in the morning.
So maybe I'm kind of special. But anyway, went and told us that we will be at the biggest college football game of the year, Clemson, Georgia, which will be in Charlotte.
Huge
Kind of
tailgate.
random. It's going to be at the Panthers Stadium. Go Dogs, right? That's what you
Go
want.
Dogs.
Go Dogs. Woof. And
Yeah, buddy.
I don't know what they'll be ranking when it comes out, but that could be like a 1 versus 3 matchup to start the year. So I'm super excited to be there for that. We'll be tailgating there. I believe Papa G is going to come down and help us out with that on the whole production aspect of it. But come one, come all the drinking bros in that area come in and watch a tailgate show.
It's gonna
Comes-
it's gonna
you
be
mean
a
the
big
king
show.
of third person.
Um,
The king of third person is on his way down here to help you with that one.
yeah,
No,
pretty
Papa
much.
G's.
Yeah.
Papa G's.
Papa G's is on his way,
Oh,
baby.
and by the way, if you're
Papa G
if
likes
you're on
this. What Papa G likes.
if you're on OnlyFans, check out what is it, Only Giorgio or Just Giorgio on OnlyFans.
Just Giorgio.
If you want to see him put stuff in his butt for Marines, you can go ahead and check that out
Yeah,
on
that's
OnlyFans.
true.
It's a
Yeah.
shameless plug for you, Giorgio. You're welcome.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big show.
Is he still blonde? I mean,
I'm
he'd have to be.
gonna go ahead and put my money. No, I mean I think he's just growing it back out to normal
Naturally.
color.
You should keep the blonde. It's a good look.
Somebody just looks like a trashy woman from North Carolina.
I don't
with
know.
the roots.
He reminds
Or-
me of the dude from Fight Club with that hair.
Tyler Durden.
Yeah.
No, Babyface. That was Jared Leto. Is that who you're talking about? Because Jared Leto was a young Jared Leto, and I think he dies. I think he's beat to death.
Dude, what
Yeah.
this breeze?
And I hope Tyler
Does
Durden
feel
is a
good.
stupid name is listening and can comment on somewhere down below on the YouTube comments because Tyler Durden is a stupid name. That's one of the old drinking bros. I don't know his real name. I just know his screen name is Tyler Durden is a stupid name.
He's around. I saw him. Yes, I think I saw him just this morning on the RPR.
Oh, did you? On Ross Patterson Revolution, baby. That's going to be a great tailgate. We're going to go all in. I'm going to go ahead and put my mybookie.com bets on Clemson.
Oh, are you?
Yep.
Really? After losing Travis Etienne and Trevor
Bro.
Lawrence? And
Heavy
after-
Georgia.
Really?
and
Heavy
after-
Georgia.
And Dabo
Really?
Sweeney.
How
about them dogs?
I'm not putting my money on
He's
Georgia.
like, he's like, I tatted Georgia Bulldogs on my fucking leg myself, and you're gonna go ahead and
you had to be drunk to do it because you knew it was a bad idea.
Dogs.
No, I would have done it sober. I just happened to be drunk. Was like, hey, let's fucking do this. I totally would have done it
I thought
sober.
Had you
That's why
ever
don't be
tattooed
drunk for
before?
tattoos.
No,
Lee
it
Corso
literally
with a
was the
tattoo
very
gun.
first. It's the only tattoo I have,
Fucking helmet.
and it was the first tattoo I had, and I did it myself.
And you tattooed it yourself.
Yeah.
Like, was it with a gun?
Yeah, with the needle gun, man. And I was sitting in a chair just
And
like
you'd
this.
never even gotten a tattoo before.
No.
And you were like, fucking give me that thing. I can
Yeah,
do this.
dude. I was like, I can fucking do this.
Did you freehand it or did you?
Savagery.
Yeah. No, I had a stencil.
You had a stencil.
I had
on
a
it.
stencil, so I laid the stencil down, and then I
And you just sauced up.
Phil, yeah, dude. I was, not that we drink on deployments.
No, I've never heard any stories of that.
Things happen.
And you tatted the Georgia Bulldog symbol on your ankle.
My calf.
Hold
So a
on.
little
This is
higher
the
up.
one with just the
Girls
G.
tattoo
It's
on
the-
their ankles.
It's
Okay.
the oval. It's the oval one with the G. He didn't do like the intricate bulldog face.
What year
Right,
was
no,
that?
it looks good though. I
How
mean,
many,
Georgia-
does
how
look
many
good.
national
Does look
championships
good.
have they won since then?
None.
Oh, so maybe you're the bad luck charm. That's because, as Ross knows, right? Any team from Georgia isn't going to win, especially
Dude, it's so
Atlanta.
true.
28-3.
yeah,
dude,
so
I'm born and raised
why
in
are y'all
Savannah.
shitting on me for wanting to bet on Clemson?
Because I just want to shit on you. I would have shit
because
on you
it's
no matter
Clemson, and
what.
I
This is
have
what
the
we
right
do.
to.
We
All
talk
right.
shit.
Trevor Lawrence is
Fair enough.
gone.
Yeah.
The little godsend of a quarterback is
Yeah.
not going to be there anymore.
He's
They
on.
lost a-
He's
they
on
lost a
his
ton of
favorite team, the
talent.
Jaguars.
Mr. Dabo Sweeney, or whatever his damn name is.
Yeah.
What'd he say? If players start
Dabo.
getting paid, he's
He'll
not
quit.
going to coach anymore. He's going
Yep.
to quit.
But
And
he
now
won't do it.
Now players are going to start getting paid. So let's see if you're up to your fucking
He's not a
word,
man of his
Mr.
word.
Sweeney.
He's not
Or-
gonna quit.
Right.
Dude,
But
they
he said
pay,
he
they
would.
pay him way too much money. He ain't quitting.
He's got
What
a
about,
lifetime contract.
what about Cole Beasley?
Well, why is he so against players getting paid?
Cole Beasley? Oh,
No, Cole
Dabo?
Beasley is against the vaccine.
Yeah, Cole Beasley plays the Bills, and he said,
I ain't getting vaccinated.
Did
Fucked
you
up.
see the protocol the NFL put out for unvaccinated players?
No.
Dude, can we pull this up? Like I sent it to.
Yeah,
I
pull it
sent,
up.
I sent it to
I mean-
Holloway. I sent it to Holloway and asked who's going to talk about it.
But what's
It's
interesting is he got
literally-
flack
Hey, are
for
you
coming
gonna
out
put
and
those
saying
burgers back on the grill?
that. He wants more burgers. Tansy he's a hungry boy.
That's
He
okay.
talked about how fat he looked last show, but yet this show he wants to
No, you're
eat
fine.
more. So maybe you should, take a hint, and she's cutting you off for a reason, bruh.
Ouch.
You got to put more weight on that weighted vest, bruh. Hashtag
Eric.
influencer, hashtag
Travel blogger.
hashtag Wonderlust.
Hashtag Eric Tansy official.
Yeah, Eric Tansy official. Go follow Eric Tansy official on Instagram if you haven't already. You can see
go.
his.
All right, so read it to us.
All right, so the NFL players, if they're unvaccinated against vaccinated, will have a certain protocol they have to. So as far as COVID testing, if you're vaccinated, no daily test required. Unvaccinated, daily testing.
daily. That
testing.
seems like a waste of resources, in my opinion.
Quarantine.
What a waste of money.
Vaccinated, none required after high risk exposure. If you're unvaccinated, must quarantine after high risk exposure.
But how does that make sense after two
Doesn't.
vaccinated players
Why-
tested positive
Why is
and
everybody
ruined the
so
entire
worried about
college?
COVID?
It's a bad flu, man.
Masks.
It's just a flu, man.
Masks.
Especially these are top tier athletes. They're going to be just fine.
If you're a
Yeah,
vaccinated player, you're not required to wear a mask at the training facility or during travel. But if you're unvaccinated, you are required to wear masks.
See,
during
know what
travel.
my thing on that is? That is to try to make examples of them, where it's like, oh, look at, so and so on so and so's team is wearing a mask. That means he's an anti-vaxxer and he didn't get vaccinated. That's why he doesn't have it.
It goes further. Social distancing. If you're vaccinated, there's no distancing required, even with other vaccinated individuals.
Sounds like comply or get
unvaccinated
fucked.
must remain physically distanced, and they must social distance at all times.
Until they're on the field making money for all the owners, right?
And I would look you right in the face and I would tell you to eat a dick and I just wouldn't play football anymore.
Yeah, I'd be done, dude. You're not. There's no way you're
fuck.
vaccinated. me.
Unbelievable.
in
isn't
the
it?
weight
Absolutely
room,
no way.
in the weight room, vaccinated has no capacity limit when fully vaccinated. Unvaccinated, there is a limit to 16 players in the weight room at one time.
Wow.
Jesus fuck.
And this is like 2 years after the fact, too.
Yeah, this
Again,
is
top tier
so
athletes
stupid.
who are going to be just fine.
For
which is
travel,
wild.
vaccinated players have no restrictions as far as travel, but unvaccinated players may not leave the hotel to eat or interact with people outside the traveling party.
So there's definitely going to be some more bullshit where players aren't going to be able to, they're going to like miss a week of a game for, not getting the protocols right.
Marketing activities. Vaccinated players can do anything they like. Unvaccinated players are not permitted to promote or be in any marketing activities whatsoever.
My gosh. Yeah, but there's definitely no, reason to get
I
a
would tell
vaccination,
you
they
to
say.
fucking blow me.
I'm not done. Social life. It says social life. Look, right? I'm not making this shit up.
dude.
Social
You can
life.
suck my
Vaccinated
dick.
players have no social life restrictions, but unvaccinated players may not go to bars, clubs, house parties, concerts, or etc.
Yeah. Okay. So you're fucking like
Christ.
you're stomping all over somebody's civil rights, telling them how they have to live.
Murdering them.
Get
dude,
the
fuck that,
fuck
dude.
out of here.
Nah.
Get the fuck out of here.
The pirate hunter put a couple of clips into the.
You fucking.
like is.
Jesus, you
hey,
wanna talk
go out
bad.
and fuck any whores that you want. If you're going to the Super Bowl and you're the owner of a company, go ahead and fuck any little Asian masseuse that you want. Do all these
Hey, leave
fucking
Robert Kraft
things.
out of this. Leave
You know,
Robert Kraft
go ahead
out
and
of this.
snort blow off of a
Just a
stripper's
hand job.
titties.
How about
go
Ben
ahead and rape whoever the
Roethlisberger?
fuck you want, but just do it while you're vaccinated.
How about
right?
Ben
Get the
Roethlisberger? He
fuck
can
outta
he
here.
can play as long as he's vaccinated. After he locked that girl in the bathroom and had his way with her, and his bodyguard stood up front. But
Yeah.
Cole Beasley is just a nice, innocent young man, and he doesn't want to get vaccinated, and he's going to be restricted. It seems a little problematic, if you ask me.
Yeah,
Is he white?
This is all
Everyone's
virtue
white
signaling bullshit. Look at us. It's like when Dan and them talked about them giving $5 million to like women's sports. Like, what is $5 million going to do for any fucking women's sport? Like nothing.
It's not going to make him jump higher, is it?
No, where you can lower the rim for free
Well, actually, Candace
and make
Shaq
shit
said
way
that.
more fucking exciting.
Shaq said
8
lower
foot
the
rim.
Yeah, Shaq said that, and Candace Parker went off on him. Was like, "How dare you?"
Exactly, because
How
everybody wants to be
dare
a victim, and that's an easy way to sound like a victim. Like, you already have a smaller fucking basketball. What does it fucking matter?
But the ironic part.
So like, you got a smaller ball and you're okay with that, but lowering the rim, that's like where you draw the line?
The ironic part
Right,
is
that's
all
fair.
these women athletes we're talking about would smoke us, and all the sports that we're
yeah.
talking
Sure.
about.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
no doubt.
Absolutely.
They
But if
would
you want me to
all
watch your
bend us
sport,
over.
then like you've got to make it more exciting.
Right.
Yeah,
I want to see some fucking girls jamming, dunking.
Yeah, they need
Brittany
to
Griner
drop
can.
it to 9 feet. So
Come
these girls
on
can
and
reach.
slam if you want to jam.
Speaking of
Like,
jam, Space Jam 2 is going to suck. I've been saying that pretty much every show. Space
Very
Jam 2 is
badly.
gonna
Dude,
be-
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna watch it,
I'm
man.
super
LeBron
pissed.
as a voiceover actor,
Fuck
it's got to be
LeBron.
terrible.
Oh, dude, fuck LeBron.
Fuck LeBron.
I fucking can't
This,
stand that.
this is
dude.
an anti-LeBron show here. If
Yeah,
you're pro
I'm not a
on this show,
LeBron fan.
you can get fucked.
He go fuck himself and the train he rode in on.
It's also anti-China, isn't it?
Well, LeBron is a big fan of the.
He just looks at me.
Chinese
He
Communist
just
Party.
looks at me with these like endearing eyes, as if I don't like believe what he's saying. He's like, "Fuck him" in the train he rode on, and then he just gives me these eyes like, "No, bitch, fuck it. I don't think you understand what I'm saying, Eric. Fuck him in the train he rolled
this
in.
rum
If you
went
argue
right
with
to
me,
my
I'll
head.
kill you." No, I like agree with you.
Roger that,
You
sir.
don't have to murder me for it. Fuck, man. Like, we're on the same page. We're on the same team.
Right now we are. But since we're talking about LeBron, we're talking about the NBA. Let me have my little sports minute of. We have a very unlikely NBA Finals for you guys out there who aren't rugby fans who listen and watch and play real sport like basketball.
Suns Bucks.
Yeah, Suns Bucks. Hey, there you go.
Gay.
Now, Chris Paul has been annoying most of his career. I've tried to not be a fan
fair.
of Chris Paul, but at this point, I'd rather see him win than a team that doesn't have anyone special because Giannis probably isn't going to play. The Greek freak himself. He had a
Because
hyper.
he wants to play. He doesn't want to
hyperextended his
flop
arm like
around
this.
like a
Every
little
time I
bitch.
hyperextend my arm, Tansy gets all butt hurt because my arm bends a little bit too far forward. But that happened to his knee and his leg, and usually it's not good when that happens, and you're almost 7 feet tall and super skinny. So it's going to be a weird. Nobody would have thought the beginning of the year there would be this matchup of Bucks and Suns. LeBron, of course, brought up, oh, that's because everyone's getting injured, and I told everyone we should have, didn't do the bubble last year because that was racist. Like
Fuck
Kyrie
him, by
said.
the way.
Yeah, fuck LeBron is
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
One more time. Fuck LeBron.
Very hard.
Anti-LeBron show here.
There you go.
In your nasty ass
He's
feet.
so mad.
Dude, he sold out to fucking China, and
Well,
I've got a
fuck
big
your
fucking
fugly
problem
ass
with that
toes.
as an American, dude.
Who
Fuck
sold
that
out to
dude.
China more, him or John Cena?
Oh man,
That was bad.
Dude,
Fuck
I
John
took
Cena,
a piss
too.
next to John Cena in Norfolk Naval Base.
Was it
That's
big?
he's a big motherfucker, bro. Everything's the big.
Yeah.
Has he got a big dick?
he's a big boy.
Big old bitch.
If you
is what he
were
is.
to if you were to go back right now after he apologized to
Taiwan.
China and you had to go pee in the same urinal, would you like maybe
I'd break
splash
his fucking
over?
knee backwards.
Stick a finger up his butt and fucking
And
He's
then
like-
run.
he's
and
like-
then run.
and then
because
run.
dead like
if
him.
he gets a hold of me, I'm fucked. So I'm gonna kick that bitch backwards. and
He'll
haul
kick your ass and say it in Chinese while he's doing
Hey,
it too.
do you think you could hyperextend his knee?
Are you just drinking rum right from the fucking
yes,
bottle?
he is like a true drinking bro would.
Dude, I've been staring at that.
This
little
is
guy.
why we're gonna have to bring
this not
extra
allowed?
rum. You just fucking you do whatever you want, homie. There's no rules here.
You're the special guest.
You're the
Just fucking
special
own
guest.
it.
You just do what you want.
You brought your special gift.
Yeah.
Jackie.
Well, this has been a very special show, and we're
Very
excited. And
special.
By the way, with this special gift, Mike the Cop, eat your heart out, buddy. Eat your heart
yeah,
out.
because I
Mike
got the
Cop.
first one, bitch.
Yeah.
First one's original copy.
Coming at it with like 500,000 subscribers on YouTube.
I do
well,
want to ask if
you
Mike
know what
is
I have?
watching. Is he that jacked in real life? I want him to prove it.
I think he is because he jujitsu's a lot.
Oh, so he can
But I
really-
definitely don't look like that much of a
Do
lesbian.
you think
in real
every
life.
cop should be trained? Well, yes, you do. Confirmed. You see it right here on camera. But you think every cop should be
Look at
trained
those
in
dimples.
jiu-jitsu?
Those are lesbian
Absolutely.
dimples.
Yes, yes. I think every cop should go through.
Should be able to disable someone
Well,
without a
I
weapon.
think that
no?
jujitsu should just be like granted. I think that jujitsu should be one of those things, or some kind of martial arts should be almost like yoga or gym membership should be given to an officer. Like I think you should get to pick one. Like you can do yoga for free, you can do CrossFit for free, you can do jiu-jitsu for free, but you have to do something, and we're going to give you an opportunity to do it for free.
Yeah. I think that would help. a
Because
lot
nobody
of
wants a fat,
situations.
lazy piece of shit cop.
Just work at
And-
Orange Theory Fitness. You have to work out twice a week.
What's that?
Orange
Orange
Theory
Theory.
Fitness, you have to work
That's
out
where all the
twice a week.
hardos
So
go.
you
Yeah.
just get a consulting gig with them. You refer everybody that looks like a fat piece of shit to Orange Theory, and then you could be a salesman and get 2 workouts a week for free.
I hate seeing fat cops. Just like I hate seeing fat military people. Like I'm fat now, but I'm not in the military anymore. I'm not a cop anymore. And
We don't kink shame, but we do fat shame.
Yeah, well, I'll fat shame. If you're a cop and you're not in good enough shape, get in fucking shape, because other people's lives are at risk, your life's at risk, and your family depends on you. And the last thing you want to do is have that one really bad day and you're too fat to do something about it. So fucking when it comes to jiu-jitsu, I think that's one of the things. I don't think every cop should have to do jiu-jitsu, but you should have to do something,
help.
or you should be opted to do something. I don't think you should ever make a grown ass man do anything, but you should say like, here, we're gonna give you free yoga. We're gonna give you free CrossFit. We're going to give you free bodybuilding. We're going to give you, like, you get to pick what you want to do, but it should be still an option at the end of the day.
Should the department pay for it, or should
Yes.
That's fair.
Not the
Okay.
taxpayers?
No, I think the department is
It's
just
a
like you
facto
issue
they
somebody
kinda
a
are,
gun.
but, yeah.
You know how much less, like, you know how much money fucking Minnesota's having to pay out because one asshole didn't know jiu-jitsu or didn't know one other technique to deal with that situation. You know, if you're doing jiu-jitsu or even yoga, let's just say yoga. We'll play it at its easiest level. If you're doing yoga is stressful because you're in front of a whole bunch of people. You're having to stay balanced. You're having to stay focused. You're having to work on your breathing techniques. You're a little bit outside of a comfort zone because people are watching you. So you're already like pushing yourself and you already have these things. So your stress level in the normal day-to-day is going to go down because you're experiencing that stress during the week. If you don't do anything and you're not stressed at all, and then you get put into the situation that Derek Chauvin was put on, his stress level was through the fucking roof. Yeah. Now, if you do something as amazing as jiu-jitsu where you're really stressed out because somebody could really fucking hurt you. Now that whole Derek Chauvin thing where George Floyd's laying on the ground, Derek Chauvin would be like, meh, well, I can deal with Derek Chauvin standing up, sitting down. It doesn't really matter. Let me just sit him up because it's not a big deal. Yep. So they would have saved millions,
like you talk about
millions.
The recovery position.
Yes.
Actually, just
yes.
I'm cool and calm.
20 years of prison?
I mean, I mean, like that department will be paying for that mistake for the rest of their life. Yeah. So imagine if they would have just
down, didn't it? Didn't they burn the building down?
Yeah, bring whole precinct down. There's so many problems, and they've got recruiting problems, retention problems. I mean, we're talking 25, 30 million. I mean, how much did they give the Floyd family? It was like 20-something million.
It was like 20-something million, dude.
So I mean, if you were work out a deal with a CrossFit gym where you're like, hey, we're going to send 700 officers over there, cut us a deal for $30 a person per day.
That's fun.
That's a lot better than $25 million.
You might be onto something.
No, I'm a C student, and upper
but you
management.
Have a platform now, don't
upper
you?
management with master's degree and doctorate degrees, they know better than we do. So, which is what we're going to be talking about Friday on Failure to Stop. We're going to be talking about recruiting, retention, and all the bullshit that upper management should be doing and could be doing to help other officers out, to keep them motivated, keep them online, to keep guys like Yandy's safe.
Well, what's crazy is we'll be time traveling because by the time people are watching this, they would have already watched your Failure to Stop show that airs 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube.
Well, enjoy it, homies. And head over to instilldistillingco.com. You can now order rum off of regencyliquors.com. Check out our sponsors, Ghostbed, Kill
Do you guys
Cliff.
know what time it
head
is?
over to Veterans, Signs by Veterans.
Tansy, do you know what time it is?
Oh, Drinking Bro of the Week.
It's the time of the show where we get to the Drinking Bro of the Week. I'm sure you've had a Drinking Bro of the Week nomination. You've picked a Drinking Bro of the Week on the show before.
I was
right?
one for fake news at one point.
Look at you.
On the live show for the election, I got to pick my buddy Jeremy. So if I can,
you got to pick someone different.
If I can send it down to Justin.
Justin, who's your Drinking Bro of the Week? You get to pick
one.
one dude still living that inspires you, that drives you, that you just want to say, you know what, that motherfucker's my Drinking Bro of the Week.
Have a good answer.
That's Somalian pirate.
Yeah, kind of like LeBron James.
That's in the Drinking Bro community?
No.
Anybody you know.
So one of my heroes is Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, shit.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I wrote my senior thesis on
like
Arnold
a gummy.
Schwarzenegger. I was huge into goals and lifting. I was
Really?
a junior Olympic athlete, so yeah, lifting and exercise was huge in my life. So Arnold,
Were steroids too?
Arnold's came from yeah, I know, right? But Arnold came from like nothing, bro, like the worst of the worst, and became the governor of California. You know, like what a story of transformation.
Governor.
You know
that rum,
that he
baby.
immigrated and built
Would
the
y'all
American
shut the
dream.
fuck up? He's a Marine, for fuck's sake. Talking is already hard for him.
He's a sailor.
Give him a fucking break.
He's a sailor.
A sailor. Sorry.
Don't demote
That's
him
even
like
worse.
that.
That's even
Don't
worse.
demote him like that.
Makes it, so give the guy a fucking break. Go ahead. Sorry for these fucking peasants behind me.
But Arnold, man, just the discipline and you know the commitment to being the best that he can.
He was pro 420 too, by the way.
And he's done so much for children and families across America, and you know, he really has been an inspiration for me.
He's done a lot for his maids, right?
You know who else? You know who else has done?
Yes.
Get to the chopper.
I mean, you're fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger, dude.
Do you know who else has done a lot for children? Michael
Jared
Jackson.
from Subway. Oh.
Yeah, Michael.
He did a lot for. Anyway, guys, on that note, this has been Drinking Bros Sports Tailgate Legend Show, brought to you by GhostBed.com, Kill Cliff, Instill Distilling Co., and our very special guest from Signs by Veterans. We can't wait to see you guys again next week. Bradley Yandle, homie, what a surprise.
From one rugby bro
What a
to the other.
surprise. Can't wait to get lit with you a little bit later.
Check out
Speak
my
all
OnlyFans.
things
My
Australian.
OnlyFans
He's already
gonna have
halfway
behind
there.
the scenes with Tansy and I, so
Yeah, and it's all in Australian, so good luck.
you're gonna love it.
You gotta love it, mate. That's the wee one. That's the wee one. No, that's Scottish. That's Scottish.
No, cut us off. He's like,
That
okay,
was-
you guys are all done, baby.
Good sound.
We did it.